I can't believe we are already on Cursive Lesson 7. Grab this paper and your feather pen or pencil, and we will get started. Letter E. There is our simple printed letter E, the one that we see in books, the one that we write, and here is the cursive E. It looks close. It starts down on the baseline and it goes up like this. So this part you can tell is just a little bit more squished, and this line goes up at a slant rather than going straight across, but we can definitely see that it looks like an E. So here we go. Okay, we are ready to make some E's. And we are going to start that with an undercurve. And then now here's something that there really isn't a stroke for, I guess. It's a loop back. So you're making an undercurve and we're going to use a slant line. We're not coming back down right there. We're looping back just a little bit and then we're bringing that slant line down. And that is going to go up into our release stroke, which is our undercurve stroke there. So that's basically what we're doing there. That looks a little better. Okay, so we are ready to make some easy E's. So get your pencil ready. Here we go. Up, loop back, slant down, release. Loop back, slant down, release. That's pretty easy. You're probably thinking, oh, this is one of the easier ones. Nothing really tricky there. Now we're going to connect two together, so don't release. Just go up into your next one. Now when you make them on your own without anything to trace, sometimes it's hard to keep them the same size. Just go slow and do your best. Now let's connect some to some other letters. So here's a W, and we can actually spell we. Don't forget your W is going to end up high, so your check stroke is going to go straight into that E. So now that E looks more like a printed E because it almost has that straight line going across. Now let's go into our next W here. Check stroke, go right into that E, bring it down and release. Now let's see what else we can do. We can start spelling a lot more words here. Go into your G's. And we're going to have an egg for breakfast. Loop back, up and around into the G. Loop forward, or loop, no, that was a loop back too. There, now I'm going forward. Okay, we could probably fit that in there again. We'll have another egg. 2 G's. And we've got it. And then, of course, after we've made those omelets, we've got to eat them. Ooh, that A got a little funny there. Get your T down, cross it, and let's eat. Make that E, A, T, cross it. We can try again here with some practice. Just slow and steady. When you start going faster, your hand might start going a little crazy. So the more you practice, the better your hand will be able to do when you go faster, because it'll kind of remember those movements. Now we're looping back to make this P. Then we're going right into an E, double E, another P. Don't make a peep. You know those Easter candies, those marshmallow? It's the rabbits. Those are the peeps. The chicks and the peeps. Okay, E, E, right into that P, loop back and release. I'm not going to try and squeeze another one in there. Okay, toe. Remember, O stops at the top, so we go right into that E and release, and then go back and cross your T. Toe. Go right into that E. Cross that T. Well, we've eaten peeps and we've eaten eggs. We ate a lot. T, E. There we go. 8 again. And E and cross it. And now we can do some more words with Q now that we have an E. So I'm going to do that over, curve, loop forward, remember? Connect it, go up into your U. You know what? That looks like a W. So that's why you can't bring W back down and you have to stop it at the top, because it would look like an I right there. So come back down, it is an I. Make your T, go back, dot that I. If you don't dot it, it will look like a W and that won't look like a real word. And so Q. Now don't lose track of your little lines. 2, 3. That's the I. You're coming back down, you're making the E, and you're going up making the T. Oops, I didn't do that in order. Dot the I, across the T. Do it in the order you wrote it. All right, I am going to find my very most fabulous E, and I think it might be this one right here. Looks pretty good to me, and we are going to keep on rolling and get ready for L. Here's our little lovely letter L, and this is the one you're used to seeing in books. And when you write, you just make a straight line. It's a pretty simple letter. Let's take a look at the cursive letter L. It definitely fits right over it here. The reason that we have to loop back is because we've got to get to the top and then we've got to loop back and come down. And the reason that we don't just retrace the line that we used to get up is because it would look an awful lot like a letter T. We just wouldn't cross it. And so sometimes it would look like an uncrossed letter T. And so we've got this loop in it. And you remember loop starts with an L and L. So that kind of reminds us that we've got to have that loop in there. But something's wrong. Cursive always slants. So let's take a look at this. It's really going to look more like this when you write it because it is going to slant to the right, but we definitely see that it fits. So here we go. We are going to write some letter L's. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that looks like an E. And it's the exact same strokes. It's just taller. So you are going to go into this with an undercurve. You're just going all the way up to the tippy top line there. And then you are looping back and making a slant line down. And then you are releasing with an undercurve. And it should feel very familiar when you start. It's just a lot taller. We can see the E right here, stops at the midline. The L is just taller and a little bit more stretched out. So all the way up, loop back and down. Loop back and down. Make sure you touch that top line and don't get too crazy fat with the L because it will start looking a little funny. I got a little fat with that one. Okay, now we're going to connect it to an A and release. La. Another L on our own here. Make your A and release. La la la. Okay. One more la. And now we're ready for low. L. O. Do not bring it down low though. You want to keep it up high so it doesn't look like an A. And then your check stroke. Then we'll try it on our own. L. O. W. Check stroke. Goal. Oh, that is a crazy G. I got all kinds of big on that one. I got big on that O too. I don't know what's going on. My hand must be getting tired. Sometimes you got to stretch out those fingers and shake out that hand if you're holding that pen too tight. Okay, goal. Our goal is to be amazing cursive writers by the end of this. And I think we're going to get there. Okay, now we are going to start with a T, go up, trace it back down, A, and we're going to connect two L's together. L, L, release, cross that T. Tall. We've got 3 tall letters in the word tall, cross that T. Now this P, loop back, U, L. Whew, I'm holding my pen too tight. stretch those fingers out. And if I get too far ahead of you, just bump it back or pause so you can catch up. Loop back for that P, connect, make your U, double L. There we go. And now we can spell lot. Keep it at the top for the O, go right into that T, bring it down. Lot. Do you want a lot or do you want a little? I guess it depends on what we're talking about. L-I, now we've got a double T, and then an L, then a little bitty E. And then you're going to go back and dot, cross, cross, and we've got little. L-I-T, T-L-E. Sometimes when you're making so many similar movements, it kind of helps to say those letters to yourself, because if you're not paying attention, you might end up writing a letter that was not what you meant to write. But those look really good. I'm going to look for my best L. Oh, I don't know. This one looks pretty good. Seems like it's always one of the first ones I do. Well, grab yourself a highlighter and you can get some more practice in. Always try and use the pointed end. If you use that fat side, it's going to get all kinds of wonky. Get yourself some extra practice. Don't put a death grip on that highlighter if you can help it. And I will see you in the next lesson. Thanks so much for watching.